be, yeah, the same way. Gucci gang, be, yeah, the same way. Bitch, I'm there leaving from the bank, yeah, the same way. Blue cheese and a nigga fight, yeah, the same way. Bitch, I been grind all day, yeah, the same way. Gucci gang, be, yeah, the same way. Bitch, I'm there leaving from the bank, yeah, the same way. Blue cheese and a nigga fight, yeah, the same way.
Bitch, I been grinding all day for the bitch, I'm a boss, I don't need no favor. I don't throw shot, throw money at a hater. Just wanna fuck, I don't really wanna date her. Just left the bank, yeah, I just read up. Hitters on deck, yeah, they just get up. If you hating on me, I'll cross your nuts. If it ain't about the bag, then I ain't in no rush. Work 8 figure now, you can get free lunch. Why ball every day, cause you only live once. Wake up every morning with a bag on my mind. Can't click over, I got cash on my line. Hustle for the fam, I don't hustle for the jewels. Team full of winners, we don't fuck with the losers. You gotta fuck with me, I'm like good dope. When it come to getting money, I'm the motherfucking gold.
Yeah, I been grinding like a bee, yeah, the same way. Gucci gang, be, yeah, the same way. Bitch, I'm there leaving from the bank, yeah, the same way. Blue cheese and a nigga fight, yeah, the same way. Bitch, I been grinding all day, yeah, the same way. Gucci gang, be, yeah, the same way. Bitch, I'm there leaving from the bank, yeah, the same way. Blue cheese and a nigga fight, yeah, the same way.
Love money so much, might think a nigga true. On the road so much, might think a nigga true. When they ain't getting money, they don't wanna see flourish. And the ass so much, starting to feel like a store. When it come to the sack, bitch, I can be a tutor. I'm a shooter myself, I don't pay for no shoes. So many holes at the house starting to look like hoodles. If the bitch ain't bad, I'ma sit on a Buddha. Money so dirty, bitch, I might throw up. Hole go to yelling and that me pulling up. Story my life, bitch, I love the grind. Feeling like prime, bitch, I love the shine. Wanna see me smile, bitch, bring me a bag. I don't like checks, bitch, bring me cash. I'm just chillin', sippin' on a little latte. Ride around the city, yeah, getting the sag way.
Yeah, I been grinding like a bee, yeah, the same way. Gucci gang, be, yeah, the same way. Bitch, I'm there leaving from the bank, yeah, the same way. Blue cheese and a nigga fight, yeah, the same way. Bitch, I been grinding all day, yeah, the same way. Gucci gang, be, yeah, the same way. Bitch, I'm there leaving from the bank, yeah, the same way. Blue cheese and a nigga fight, yeah, the same way. Yeah, I been grinding like a bee, yeah, the same way. Gucci gang, be, yeah, the same way. Bitch, I'm there leaving from the bank, yeah, the same way. Blue cheese and a nigga fight, yeah, the same way. Bitch, I been grinding all day, yeah, the same way. Gucci gang, be, yeah, the same way. Bitch, I'm there leaving from the bank, yeah, the same way. Blue cheese and a nigga fight, yeah, the same way.
If she ain't bad, I'd never date her. Growing up, I would never hate her. Kept it G, I did a lot of favors. Boss shit, I can elevate you. Bad bitches, I nominate you. Went to jail, I was in population. Pocket watching, that's an observation. Pop bet you there for demonstration. Racked up, that's an understatement. I'm in the street, that's my congregation. Money dog, my infatuation. May say a meal off a busted, baby. Real niggas, they appreciate me. Whole niggas gon' soldier hate me. Leveled up on every case. Yo, whole tonsils, I'm penetrating. Switch hustles, I'd love it up. Level down, I'd love it up. Grind for it, I'd love it up. Put in work, I'd love it up. Switch hustles, I'd love it up. Double down, I'd love it up. Grind for it, I'd love it up. Put in work, I'd love it up. Switch hustles, I'd love it up. Double down, I'd love it up. Grind for it, I'd love it up. Put in work, I'd love it up. Switch hustles, I'd love it up. Double down, I'd love it up. Grind for it, I'd love it up. Put in work, I'd love it up. Dead serious about the Mayan. Came up from a Stallion. Your little homie is a peon. Seen it before, this a rerun. High stepping like I'm Dion. Neck cold like Freon. I just had me a threesome. Broad day round 3, son. Got the juice, yeah, Capri Sun. Finesse your dog for the big one. Security guard don't need one. Ride around with a big bum. Only smoke on big blunt. Came a long way from free lunch. Cosign ain't need one. Got the bag and I'ma keep one. Switch hustles, I'd love it up. Double down, I'd love it up. Grind for it, I'd love it up. Put in work, I'd love it up. Switch hustles, I'd love it up. Double down, I'd love it up. Grind for it, I'd love it up. Put in work, I'd love it up. Switch hustles, I'd love it up. Double down, I'd love it up. Grind for it, I'd love it up. Put in work, I'd love it up. Switch hustles, I'd love it up. Double down, I'd love it up. Grind for it, I'd love it up. Put in work, I'd love it up.
You're Yeah. What's up with y'all? What's up with you? What's up with y'all? What's up with you? Welcome to Zone 864 TV. I'm your host, Zone. Appreciate everybody for being here with me early this morning, late tonight, late night, early morning. We are live on Zone 864 TV on YouTube, Zone 864 TV on Rumble, and Zone 864 Live on YouTube. So, as you come to the chat, please make sure you hit the like button. And if you're not a subscriber, hit the subscribe button as well. And if it's not too much work for you, share the live stream as well. Because your boy Zone, your homie Zone, is under a shadow ban. That's right. That's right. I am under a shadow ban, unfortunately. So YouTube, even though I'm monetized, YouTube is still hating on the player because, you know, some entities hate to see you be great. You know, some entities hate to see you succeed. Some entities hate to see you thrive and be successful. It's already February 16th. We're 2 days removed away from Valentine's Day. So the year is moving on quite quickly, quite progressively, which is kind of crazy, insane. Before you know it, it's going to be 4th of July, Labor Day, Thanksgiving, and Christmas again. You know what I'm saying? Before you know it, you know. So it's just, I mean, time is moving faster than ever, man. It's crazy, man. But nevertheless, man, I hope y'all are, I hope life is treating everybody right, man. You know what I'm saying? I hope everybody is having success. I hope life is going the way that it should. And if life is not going the way that it should for you, continue to grind, continue to strive, and don't give up. Don't give up. You got to keep going. Because one thing about life is not going to give up. Life is going to life. And that's just what it's going to be. You feel what I'm saying? Life is always going to life. And whenever something can go wrong, things will go wrong. You feel me? You know what I'm saying? Particularly when you live streaming. That is one of the things about live streaming, is that something always is off. You feel what I'm saying? And what's crazy is that people think that this content creation thing is easy. And it, to a degree, it is easy, but what makes it not easy is when you are not consistent. You see what I'm saying? Because what takes the most time when you do a live stream is not the actual live stream itself. Because once you hit, live and you live on the air, it's a piece of cake. You know what the hardest part about live streaming is? The preparation. That's the hardest part about live streaming is the preparation. Because you have to sit down, you have to listen to things, you have to read things, you have to verify things, you have to research things. And it's funny because I remember, I've been content creating for a few years now, I ain't new to this, I'm true to this, but I'm new to a lot of people, I'm still a small content creator. And it's just so crazy because I remember the days where it's like, F this. I just want to go live and talk my talk, But it's crazy because the more credible you become, the more you grow, people look to you as a thorough source of information. So it's like, those days where I used to just be able to hit the live button and go live and talk my talk, those days are long gone because it's like whenever I go live, I need to have my information right. I need to have credible, verifiable information. You see what I'm saying? Like, because I don't like to be putting out false information out here. Like a lot of these content creators do. They just like to say something because it's trending and it might not even be true. You see what I'm saying? Like, so yeah, man, I miss those days where I just used to be able to hit the live button and just say what's on my mind, you know. And so that is, I'm just putting this information out there because anybody that's thinking about being a content creator, go ahead and start you a channel. Start you a channel, especially if you're 30 and over, because by the time you're 30, you have enough life experience that you can give people information, knowledge, wisdom, tell people about your experiences, the thing that you've been through. You see what I'm saying? So, especially if you're over 30, definitely start you a channel, because I know YouTube has been around for a while and Facebook, but make no mistake, content creation like live streaming is still a relatively new thing. Live streaming is still a relatively new thing. You see what I'm saying? So don't ever think that you late to the game. Think of it as I'm finally arriving to the party. And I'm going to get to the topic in a minute. We're going to be talking about DJ Vlad. DJ Vlad posted a post on Twitter, aka X, with some damning information about Jay-Z and Rock Nation and Tory Lanez. It's crazy, So I've been seeing some people talk about it. So, we're going to talk about it over here at Zone 864 TV. You feel what I'm saying? So it's, I know when the Tory Lanez case was going on, can y'all believe it's been 6 years already. It's been 6 years already since the Tory Lanez incident with Megan Thee Stallion kicked off. You see what I'm saying? Like, just it's crazy. It's been over half a decade since this whole Tory Lanez and Megan Thee Stallion thing kicked off. Shout out to my guy Brian Turner in the building. He says DJ Vlad is the worst type of culture vulture. Absolutely. Absolutely. You know what I'm saying? Like he just and see, unfortunately, this is the way I look at it. I do believe that DJ Vlad is a culture vulture. But here's also what I believe with that as well. You, especially, if you're a so-called melanated black person, you choose, and y'all, you guys have so much to say about DJ Vlad. He's a fed, he's a cop, he's a snitch. But y'all go sit down on his couch. Y'all do interviews. What he does is he throw y'all a few dollars, and y'all go sit down on his couch. And y'all run y'all mouth and y'all tell and y'all snitch on other people and y'all say names, y'all talk about open cases. And then when the feds and the popo come knocking at your door, oh, now Vlad is a fed. No, that's your fault. Cause me, Zone, if I knew that somebody was what you call it, like COINTELPRO, I'm not dealing with that person. And then on top of that, if I don't even know you, I'm not really even talking about personal stuff with you. You see what I'm saying? Like, I'm just not even going to do that. Like, I need to build a rapport with you before I just go start talking. Brian Turner says, happy Mardi Gras. Happy Mardi Gras to you as well. Make sure you throw some beads out and all that. You know what I'm saying? Make sure you throw some beads out. You know what I'm saying? So you can, see some tatas. That ain't that what Mardi Gras is about? I'm gonna have to come out there. I'm gonna have to come out there one of these years for Mardi Gras and partake in the activities and the festivities. But yeah, that's what we're gonna be talking about this evening, early morning. DJ Vlad. We're gonna be talking about what he said Um, and so I'm trying out a new setup here as well. So y'all bear with me. I'm trying to make sure that I'm doing everything right. You know what I'm saying? And because we are going to be reacting to a video, because I have some commentary, we're going to go ahead and we're going to claim fair use. We're going to get the fair use out the way. Okay? Fair use copyright disclaimer. Copyright disclaimer under Section 107 of the Copyright Act 1976. Allowance is made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, commenting, news reporting, teaching, scholarship, and research. And we are going to be reviewing a video by content creator Choke No Joke. I have actually been on a panel with Choke No Joke. I've been on Choke No Joke's channel before. This probably about a couple years ago now. So if he gets the notification, you know what I'm saying? Hopefully he remembers me, but shout out to Choke No Joke, doing his thing. I would say he's a pretty good content creator, when it comes to covering a lot of this behind the scenes stuff in hip hop. So we're going to be taking a look at what he had to say. I was going to say some stuff, but I figured, I seen this video, the live stream earlier with Choke No Joke, and I figured, why not? He could say this better than I can. So we might as well review what he said, you know what I'm saying, and react to it. And as y'all enter the stream, make sure y'all hit the like button. All right. Make sure y'all hit the like button. Make sure y'all hit the subscribe button if you're not subscribed. Yeah, we got let me see. We got somebody in the chat saying, do you see the mirror? Do you see on the mirror more Homo sapiens or Homo? I don't know what you're saying. So if you want to rephrase that question, but I appreciate you being here though. All right. So before we get started, so this is the Vlad post. So if y'all go to X, DJ Vlad still has the post up on X that he put up, basically saying in a nutshell, claiming that Jay-Z and Rock Nation paid off the jury to convict Tory, and he's saying in the post that he himself has also been paid to speak in favor of Megan Thee Stallion. All right, so as you can see the timestamp there, 7:15 p.m., February 14, 2026. At the time that I seen this post, it was viewed 12.4 million times. And I'm going to go ahead and read, because I know it's kind of small for y'all on the screen, but I'm going to go ahead and read to y'all what DJ Vlad said in this post, which I find is like, it's crazy. It's crazy. So in this post, DJ Vlad says, I have a confession. Rock Nation has been paying me to support Megan. They also paid off all the jury members to convict Tory. And they bribed the judge too. Jay-Z did a verse for his grandson's new album. They paid off Megan's doctor to lie about the bullet fragments. She was never shot. Oh, let me make that. The LA police are on Jay's payroll, and it doesn't stop with LA. But you're not ready to hear that part. The Mexican guy who stabbed Tory, who do you think paid him to do that? You already knew the answer to that. The 3 Supreme Court judges who denied Tory's appeal all paid off by the Rock Mafia. Jay also paid Trump not to pardon Tory. Even though it's a state case, Trump can only pardon federal cases. But knowing Trump likes to bend the rules, Jay wasn't ready to take any chances. I can't keep these lies secret anymore. If this is my last tweet, you know who silenced me. So that was the tweet that or the post, the X post that Vlad put on his X page. And when I seen that, I was like, yo. When I seen that, I was like, yo, this is crazy. This is crazy. But you know, the sad thing about today, right? In 2026, the internet, is that it's hard to believe anything because you don't know what if, like, for instance, what if DJ Vlad was paid to put that post out, right? Now DJ Vlad could be telling the truth. I don't know. But in that same post, he just admitted that he was paid by Rock Nation to speak in favor of Megan Thee Stallion. I'm assuming during the Tory Lanez case. So it's really difficult to believe anything anymore until we actually see tangible proof. And then even when we see tangible proof, you still gotta low-key be suspicious because you gotta be like, well, why am I even seeing this? You see what I'm saying? So make sure y'all hit that like button and make sure y'all hit that subscribe button. We're gonna get started with the video. Shout out to Choke No Joke. Fair use. I read the disclaimer. And once the video ends, I'll go ahead and tag you, Choke, so that you can see that I use your video for fair use. All right? Let's go. All right, my bad, y'all. Hold on. Let me shout out to A-Dub in the building. I thought, let me see. Thought I had this situation handled. Hold on, y'all. We gonna fix this. We gonna get it right. We gonna fix this. We gonna get it right. All right, so my mic clearly works. My mic clearly works. All right, we gonna get this right. Hold on, y'all. Nah, A-Dub. I was actually checking. you just came in at the right time, but I was actually checking to see if the sound was working because I was having some issues with the sound earlier because I'm using a whole different setup. So I'm using StreamYard to stream, but I'm using OBS to work the scenes and all that. So I'm using OBS and StreamYard. It's a little bit complicated. So yeah, we gonna get this right though. Let's see here.
Right? Well, let me keep it big so y'all can see it. Right? So let me keep oh yeah, yeah, it's big enough on the TV. So it's big enough for y'all to see. Right? So for me, in my opinion, what prompted this post
Fair use.
was there's a video of um some lawyers that was working on Tory's case, on Tory's appeal, that went viral again. Now this post had came out. I mean, this press conference came out, I think last year, maybe around May, summertime, right? Where Kelsey's bodyguard came forth and admitted that he allegedly overheard Kelsey say that she's the one that shot Megan, right? Which many of us still believe to this day, right? So in this, let me see if I can find that real quick. All right, yeah, I got it.
Make sure y'all hit that like button.
Okay, I got it. Let me play this first.
Making
So
adjustments on the fly.
y'all can see it in a proper context. to understand what's going on here. Right? So what happened is this press conference came out with Unite the People last year during the summertime, right? And in this press conference, they stated that Kelsey's bodyguard came forth to tell them that he overheard Kelsey allegedly tell someone, her boyfriend or somebody in the car, that she was the one that shot Megan, and it wasn't Tory.
Now, for the record, I just want to put out there, for the record, right? I just want to put out there that I do believe that Tory Lanez was railroaded. And I do believe that Tory Lanez was railroaded because at the time that this incident went down, Megan Thee Stallion was at the height of her career. She was at the height of her fame. And she was also signed with Roc Nation as well, you know, who is partnered up with Jay-Z. You know, and Jay-Z don't take no losses. He don't take no L's. So it wouldn't have looked good if, you know, if Megan went to trial and lost. So I do believe that Tory Lanez was railroaded because, like, you got to just think about it. Out of all the incidents that Tory Lanez got into, like out of all the headlines, it's mighty strange that when it comes to Jay-Z, Roc Nation, or something associated with Jay-Z, it's mighty strange how the worst thing possible could happen to him. Well, almost the worst thing possible could happen to him, which is, you know, he lost the case and he gets incarcerated for a decade. So I just find that mighty strange. You know what I'm saying? That all of a sudden you're dealing with Megan Thee Stallion, you know, who's tied up with Jay-Z and Roc Nation, and, you know, and then is lights out. But let's go. We're gonna be here for a minute. We're gonna be here. Make sure y'all hit the like button. Let's go.
Right? So this information was part of some of the information that was used to get Tory an appeal, right? Or used in his appeal process, right? So I don't know, maybe a lot of people didn't see this back then, but what took place was somehow it got regurgitated and came out again a few days ago, and it went viral this time. And now that it went viral this time, everybody is well, not everybody, but a lot of people opinions changed in this Megan Thee Stallion, Tory Lanez case, because they see this, and so now they feel like Tory is innocent, right? Because a lot of people didn't know that this guy came forth, right? But let me play that for you so you can get the context of where I'm going with this.
Supposedly.
Not long ago, Unite the People was approached by a gentleman named Bradley James. Mr. James informed us he was working as the bodyguard and driver for Ms. Kelsey Harris during Mr. Peterson's trial. As such, he was in close proximity and he had privy to conversations she was having with her husband and others. Mr. James informed us he was not under a non-disclosure agreement or a confidentiality agreement and was free to speak with Unite the People, and that he was doing it because his conscience would not let him not speak and leave a man in prison for something he did not do. Mr. James informed Unite the People that he was a witness to the conversation Ms. Harris had, where she stated she had the gun, she fired it 3 times, Mr. Peterson grabbed her arm and knocked it down, and the gun fired 2 more times.
So this is what I believe sparked Vlad to come out and do some type of damage control. Now, why would Vlad have any interest in coming out and saying all the stuff that he said in his post, right? Who sent Vlad? Did Rock Nation get Vlad to do this? Now, according to an interview that Vlad just did.
And see, that's a good question. That's a good question because you got to ask yourself with Vlad coming out with it, making that post on X, you got to ask yourself, why now? You got to ask yourself, why now? It's 6 years later. Tory's already been convicted and sentenced to a decade in prison. The damage has already been done. I think Tory Lanez, I think he actually just lost one of his appeals. I think he just lost his first appeal. So it's like, is there some type of weird, crazy spin on this? Like, I just find it very weird that somebody like DJ Vlad, who has made a living and a career out of exploiting hip hop and rap artists primarily, and primarily black people, I just find it weird that he would just care all of a sudden. I just find it weird that he would just make a post like that all of a sudden.
Did with academics or a phone call they had. I don't know if you want to consider that an interview. Like before academics talked to Vlad, it was the streamer that talked to Vlad. And Vlad said, "Oh man, I was just being sarcastic. People don't know sarcasm, this, that, and the third," right? Now, when the tweet went up, and I'll play this again in a second for the latecomers, but let's go back to Vlad's post, right? Now, right here in Vlad's post, he says, Rock Nation has been paying me to support Megan, right? He also says they also paid off all the jury members to convict Tory. And they bribed the judge too. Jay-Z did a verse for his grandson's new album. They paid off Megan's doctor to lie about the bullet fragments. She was never shot. The LA police are all on Jay's payroll. And it doesn't stop with LA, but you're not ready to hear that part. The Mexican guy who stabbed Tory, who do you think paid him to do that? You already know the answer to that. The 3 Supreme Court judges who denied Tory's appeal, all paid off by Rock Mafia, right? Jay also paid Trump not to pardon Tory. Even though it's a state case, Trump can only pardon federal cases. But knowing Trump likes to bend the rules, Jay wasn't taking any chances. I can't keep these lies secret anymore. If this is my last tweet, you know who silenced me, right? Now, many of y'all out there in Goofy land believed this when y'all saw it, right? When I saw it right off the top, I'm like, this dude is lying, right? Because one, Vlad don't have the balls, the cojones to come out there and tell the truth if that was true, right? he wouldn't be on Twitter talking about that, or X saying that publicly, right? Now, all this, in my opinion, was done because of the video with United the People, or United People going, excuse me, going viral. And with it going viral, where's my charger at?
Yo, as y'all enter the live stream, make sure y'all hit the like button. Make sure y'all hit the like button, and make sure y'all hit the subscribe button. All right, let's go.
With that video going viral, right? Because now, for a lot of people that wasn't privy to that video back in the summer and seeing it now, it gives people the impression that Tory is innocent, which I still feel Tory is innocent, right? I don't believe that Tory shot Megan. You know, I do believe that Kelsey is the one who allegedly shot Megan, right? Despite however the court proceedings went, you know what I'm saying? Because
Yeah, I agree. I agree with that too. I agree with that too. Just because, like, we live in an age of DNA, and is the system perfect? No. Does the system work? Yes. Does the system not work a lot? Yeah. The system doesn't work a lot. And anybody that has ever held a firearm, shot a firearm, there's no way. You know, you have what you call GSR, gunshot residue, right? There's just no way for you not to have that on you when you pull a firearm. It's like damn near impossible not to have GSR on you. So they're like, there's a lot of information that just was in that there's a lot of information that was actually thrown out during the trial that could have benefited Tory a lot. A lot. It's crazy, man.
there are plenty of people who went to trial and was found guilty that was still innocent. And years later, after appeal, after appeal, after appeal, after appeal, they finally win their case and they get exonerated and they get out, right? The Central Park Five, they was found guilty, right? Do that mean they raped that woman? Because years later, what happened? They was found, they got exonerated, and they got out, right? So just because Tory lost the case doesn't mean that he didn't do it. He just lost the case. Because if that's the case, then the Central Park Five dudes are still guilty, right? If you want to flip it the other way, O.J. Simpson was found not guilty. How many people still say O.J. did it? Right?
That's a good point. That's a good point. That's a damn good point.
How many people still say O.J. did it?
All right. So one thing I don't do is I don't tolerate disrespect. So Anthony Robinson in the chat, are you saying that I'm stupid, or are you saying that the person I'm reviewing is stupid? Are you saying that I'm stupid, or are you saying that Choke No Joke is stupid? Which would let me know, because if you calling me stupid, then we can make some adjustments here. All right. So let me know who you're talking about, so there's no confusion.
So when Vlad comes out and he does this post, the first thing I'm thinking is, okay, something's weird here. Who sent Vlad to do this? To take away from the viral video of United people staying at Kelsey's bodyguard. Wait, hold on. What's his name again?
I appreciate that, Anthony. See, and that was mature of you to apologize, because there's a lot of people that come in these chat rooms and they want to troll. And you know what? I'm all perfectly fine. You can come in my chat room, you can troll, you can make jokes. You know what I'm saying? You can say I look like this celebrity or that celebrity. You can say my head big, my nose big. You can crack jokes like because I'm a troll. I get it. Like I like to go in other chat rooms and troll respectfully, of course. I never disrespect the host of a chat room. But I just had to get that clarification, and thank you for giving me that clarification. Make sure y'all hit the like button.
Bradley James, right? Bradley James, right? So a lot of people, like I said, wasn't privy to Bradley James coming forth saying that he heard Kelsey say that she shot the gun, right? Allegedly. Right? Now, for Vlad to come out and try to do damage control for Megan Thee Stallion, we all know that he, the whole time this was going on, he was hating on Tory. Why? Maybe because Tory Lanez never gave him an interview, right? That's what I believe, in my opinion, is that Vlad got a hard on for Tory because Tory never gave him an interview. He never got to interview Tory. So he's going with the story, even though it's so much evidence that proves that Tory may be innocent, right? Now,
Wait, before we go forward, I just want to say personally, right? Now, I'm a content creator. DJ Vlad is a content creator, right? So I don't really have any personal feelings against Vlad. I have criticisms about DJ Vlad. I don't have any personal issues because I don't know the man personally. But I will say this, right? I would not feel comfortable doing business with DJ Vlad. DJ Vlad. Me personally, I would not feel comfortable doing business with DJ Vlad. I just wouldn't, because it's just been too much bullshit that comes from doing DJ Vlad interviews. And like I said at the beginning of the live stream, a lot of these guys, they go over there, they sit on his couch or they sit in his studio and they answer these questions when they got open cases, knowing they gonna get jammed up. But me personally, this is just me personally. I don't think DJ Vlad respects the culture, respects hip hop. I don't think he respects the culture like that. I just think he exploits it. I don't think he just getting money. So I don't fault Tory Lanez for not doing an interview with DJ Vlad. And to be honest, Tory Lanez is actually somewhat of a pro black. I've seen clips of Tory Lanez where during his video shoots, if there was not enough darker skinned women in some of his scenes, he'll pause the video shoot to make sure that he has a diverse group of women, primarily on the darker side, in his videos. I've seen that. I've seen him do things like that before. So I would say this, Tory Lanez ain't no, actually a smart young man. So the fact, and it's just crazy that somebody like Tory Lanez will just be behind bars for a whole decade. Like Tory Lanez is just not that. He's not that type of artist, man. He's not a street artist. Like he makes music for the streets, but he's not a street artist. Like he's just not. You know what I'm saying? His pop's a preacher. He comes from a well-to-do family, well-to-do home. So it's just crazy to see him in this situation, man.
Vlad defenses that the guy that interviewed him on the streaming platform, as well as academic, says, well, Megan lied. So why are we to believe her? She lied to Gayle King and said that she wasn't intimate with Tory, right? So Vlad goes, oh, well, she wasn't under oath. You could lie in the interview. She wasn't under oath. But then he goes to say, Tory told Kelsey on the phone that he was sorry. Right? Well, Tory wasn't under oath when he was on the phone with Kelsey when he said that he wasn't sorry. And he wasn't sorry for what? He never said, yo, I'm sorry for shooting Megan in the foot.
Yo, and that's a crazy thing too, is that Tory, I don't know if y'all remember that phone call, but basically it was a phone call when Tory was in jail and Kelsey, I can't remember if Kelsey called him or he called Kelsey, but basically it was a phone call when he was in jail to Kelsey, and basically he was apologizing for the events that happened that night. He never said, I apologize for shooting Megan. I apologize. He never implied that he even had a firearm. Like he never said anything about a firearm. But I will say this, when that phone call happened, it was bad timing because it was that phone call happened when the trial was going on. So it just made him, even if you were rooting for him not to be guilty, it just made him look like he did something that he shouldn't have did. And it just seems like the counsel that Tory Lanez had, it wasn't wise counsel. Like he should have never been on the phone. He shouldn't have been talking to them chicks. He should have shut his mouth and let his lawyers do all the talking, man. So that was a big mistake for him to make that phone call.
From my belief, he was saying he was sorry to Kelsey that he outed that him and Megan was sleeping with each other, which caused this whole fight.
Anthony, you are correct. Tory Lanez at that particular time, because we talk in 2020 during the pandemic. I don't know if y'all remember, but Tory Lanez actually used to have a show. He used to have a nightly show that he used to do on Instagram, and I think it was called Quarantine Radio. And those live streams that he used to do during the pandemic, this is going to blow y'all mind. Those live streams that he used to do, he used to have 300,000 people watching at one time. Tory Lanez used to have more people watching those live streams than people that was watching Versus. Because remember, the Versus with Timbaland and Swiss Beats was going on at that time. So he used to have more people watching him on a live stream doing his quarantine radio, where he would bring up special guests. They would have conversations and talk about weird and wacky things and interact, you know what I'm saying, while people was watching. Tory was bringing in 100,000, 200,000, 300,000 people a night when he was doing that, man. So yeah, Tory was lit during the pandemic. And at that particular time in 2020, 2021, Tory Lanez was the bigger artist, but Megan Thee Stallion was the more commercially successful artist. So Tory Lanez was big, he was big with the streaming, but as far as commercial success, commercials, NBA, touring, at that particular time, Megan Thee Stallion was the more commercially successful artist, but Tory Lanez was the bigger artist musically at that time.
I believe that's what he was saying he was sorry about. But nonetheless, he wasn't under oath when he said that he was sorry. Megan lied and said that she didn't have intimate relations with Tory.
Yes, Megan Thee Stallion did lie. She lied. She lied about that. She lied.
So let's talk about her credibility. She lied on public national television with one of the biggest people in television, Gayle King, a news reporter, and said she never had sex with Tory, to only go and testify to say that she did. That's one lie. Her second lie, she got pulled out the car by the police. At the point when the police pulled her out, if she was scared of Tory, she was scared of Kelsey, if she was scared of anybody, she is now safe. She is surrounded by nothing but police. If she was shot in her foot and the police came, you are now protected by law enforcement. They had helicopters. It was buku police out there. And they asked her on the body camera, what happened? What did Megan say? I stepped in glass.
I cut my podcast editing time by 80% using Riverside.
Commercial break. Commercial break. Make sure y'all hit that like button. We're going to get right back to it. Hit the subscribe button if you're not subscribed.
Lied to Gayle King. Now she lied to the police, right? And then when they asked her, why did you lie to the police and say you stepped in glass? She said, I was scared. You know, I told that lie because the police was killing people at that time. The police been killing people since all of us been born. So you telling me Tory shot you. The police arrived. And you lie to them and tell them you stepped in glass because the police is killing black people? And that makes her a credible witness after she done lied to Gayle King and she lied to law enforcement? She had no reason to lie to law enforcement.
I agree. Like Megan Thee Stallion, you know what I'm saying? I'll say this, right? Just to be nice and add some context or some additional information, because I wouldn't want it to seem like I'm bashing a woman that was shot in the foot, for lack of better words. I wouldn't want it to seem like I'm not compassionate, you know, for what happened, right? But I will say this. Even if you don't want to use that exact verbiage that Megan Thee Stallion lied, I will say this. She definitely did have issues corroborating her statements. She definitely did have issues corroborating the statements. She definitely had issues there. She definitely had issues recalling what she said. Because y'all got to remember, Megan was like, there were tidbits of Megan, you know, saying things here and doing interviews there and slightly switching up, you know what I'm saying, what was said. And, you know, it was one big mess. So, you know what I'm saying? If you don't want to use that exact verbiage that Megan Thee Stallion lied, she definitely had issues corroborating previous statements that she said. She was all over the place.
She went to the hospital They asked in the hospital, what happened to you? She never say I got shot because the police would have been there to take the report. To say that in their report at the hospital, it was like, she said she got shot by Tory Lanez. What did she tell him at the hospital? She stepped in glass. So how is she a credible witness in this situation? Who would lie about a person that shot them and sit there talking about she's protecting the shooter because cops are killing black people? That makes sense to anybody out there? Somebody just shot you. They right there in the car. Police got them in handcuffs. You are safe now. And you would tell the police, oh, I stepped in glass.
Yeah, I agree. That doesn't make any sense at all. That doesn't make any sense at all, man. Because I'm gonna be honest, man. If somebody shoot, God forbid, man. But if somebody did something like that to me and I see them, man, I'm telling the police, man. Because I'm not no type of, I'm not no gangster. I'm not no street dude. I'm a civilian. So if somebody did something like, and this is me, a grown ass man with kids saying this. You know what I mean? Like I'm not going by no street code and all of that kind of stuff. Cause here's the thing. When you are silent, when somebody commits a crime against you, when somebody does that kind of damage to you, especially if it's intentional, you don't let shit like that ride. You don't let shit like that ride. You just don't. Because all you're doing is setting a precedent for that type of behavior to be acceptable against other people, on other people, and it's not acceptable. And people need to pay for their crimes. So all of this street stuff, I'm not gonna tell. I don't get down with that, man, and I don't support that. Now, if you a dude or if you a chick and you a gangster, you're a thug, you a street person, and you going by the street rules, that's a whole different ball game. But if you a civilian and you're not going by any of that, then those rules don't apply to you, man. They just don't.
Do I need to play that interview where she talks about she was protecting them and she lied about it because the police was killing people? You got to be. Come on, y'all. Come on, y'all. Do y'all really believe that? Then she turns around, not one day, not 2 days, not 3 days, but several days later, changed the whole story because Tori's on the internet and she getting her feelings and then changed the whole thing to Tory shot me. After giving the police a statement saying that she stepped in glass. And when asked, well, why did you tell this story? Oh, because the police was killing people. After she got in the hospital and they did surgery on her and she knew she was safe, Tory was in jail. Did she come out and say Tory shot me? No. It was still she was stepped in glass, right? So why didn't the doctor say, hey, you got bullet fragments in your foot? Are you lying to us, young lady, saying that you stepped in glass? Because we found bullet fragments. Wouldn't they have told the police that? Soldiers.
Never sue the other driver after a car accident. There's a better.
Sorry, y'all. Commercial break. Make sure y'all hit that like button and hit that subscribe button. We are live on Zone 864 TV on YouTube, Zone 864 TV on Rumble, and Zone 864 Live on YouTube.
Static said, hello, Choke from Hawaii. Why did the media ignore that fact? Which the body camera showed it in 4K. You see the bottle break and she stepped on it. I thanks for the super chat, but
yeah, and if y'all go back and y'all watch the video where Megan Thee Stallion, where the police come to the scene after they were called, right? Go back and watch that video. Megan Thee Stallion, she was barefoot and she was walking backwards with her hands up. So there's a high possibility that she did step on glass. And I did see those pictures. I did see the pictures of her feet when they released the pictures after the shooting that happened. And I've worked in healthcare for a decade. And all I'm gonna say is, I'm not claiming to be a doctor, but I worked in healthcare for a decade, and I've seen X-rays. I've seen all kind of stuff, man. I've seen gunshot wounds. I've seen what gunshots look like on actual people, and to me, it did not look like a gunshot. And in fact, the story, just the way that it happened, it just does not sound believable. Like you got Tory Lanez all hanging out the window talking about dance, bitch, dance, or he's gonna shoot you. Like, I mean, and again, I don't know Tory Lanez personally, but you got to understand, like Tory, before that whole incident happened in 2020, Tory was on a roll. Tory was smoking. Tory was hot in these music streets. He wasn't, I mean, he had some little issues here and there, but he wasn't having, Tory Lanez has never been a problematic artist. Tory Lanez has never been a problematic artist before Megan Thee Stallion.
good question, right? Good question, right? So getting back to Vlad, right? Now, if you look at this, Vlad says, Rock Nation have been paying me to support Megan, right? They also paid off all the jury members to convict Tory, right? Let me tell you something, bro. Rock Nation has an itchy trigger finger when it comes to pulling the trigger on calling lawyers. Academics asked Vlad, yo, did Rock Nation reach out to you about your post? No. So you telling me you got on a public platform and stated that Rock Nation had been paying you to support Megan. They also paid off the jury members to convict Tory. They bribed the judge too, right? And Rock Nation ain't send you a cease and desist.
Man, I mean, listen, that's a hell of a lot that DJ Vlad. And like I said, man, I don't have any personal vendetta against DJ Vlad. Me personally, I would never work with DJ Vlad just because I feel like he doesn't respect the hip hop culture like that. I feel like he just uses it, exploits it to get money, takes advantage of people. Like, that's how I feel. But those people willingly do business with him. So I guess it's not taking advantage. But I feel like he doesn't respect black people like that, and I feel like he just doesn't respect hip hop. So I would never do business with him. But even for somebody like a DJ Vlad, right? That is very credible. Not credible, but that is very interesting that he would release a post like that. And like what Choke No Joke is saying, you don't get any type of cease and desist letters from Rock Nation, nothing from Jay-Z, no emails, right? And I'm gonna be honest, right? People are saying that DJ Vlad is a Fed, right? So I'm gonna be honest. The fact that DJ Vlad still has that post up on his X page right now, formerly known as Twitter. I don't know. Maybe Vlad is untouchable. Maybe he is some type of law enforcement. I don't know. I'm not saying he is. I'm not saying he isn't. But the fact that Jay-Z hasn't really, or Rock Nation hasn't really did anything to the man as far as telling him to take that post down, I don't know. It's fishy.
Rock Nation didn't send no lawyers at you. But when Jaguar Wright was on Piers Morgan, and she made allegations made allegations about Jay-Z. You see how fast they sent the lawyers over there to Piers Morgan, to the point where Piers Morgan took down the video of Jaguar Wright and issued a public apology. And you telling me that this dude could go on the public platform and say, Rock Nation has been paying me to support Megan. They also paid off all the jury members to convict Tory. And they bribed the judge too, right? When Tasha K interviewed Desiree Perez's daughter, you see how fast they sent the lawyers over to Tasha K? And you telling me it's been over 24 hours and Vlad can make these type of allegations against Rock Nation before he even came out and said anything, and they didn't issue no legal action towards him?
Mighty strange.
But we supposed to believe that they wasn't involved in conjunction, allegedly, with Vlad with this post? So when academics asked Vlad, yo, so Rock Nation didn't reach out to you? Nah, I ain't got no connection with Rock Nation. I ain't got no connection with Jay-Z. I mean, but if Jay-Z wanted to sit down, you know, I would sit down with him. Yeah, we know you was sucking stick off, just like the rest of y'all stick lickers out there, right? I ain't got no connection with Megan, but you got connections to Charlemagne. I'm smarter than the average bear. I know how Charlemagne sucks off Rock Nation. I know how Charlemagne is the #1 Jay-Z bootlicker, right? Say you ain't got no connection to Charlemagne. Who was just up on the Breakfast Club defending Jay-Z and this Epstein stuff? Talking about, oh man, Jay-Z just came out in 96. How could he be involved with Epstein? Who are you to say that? Just because Jay-Z first album came out in 96, Jay-Z was out since the 80s. You forgot how old this nigga is?
That is true. Jay-Z's what? Jay-Z gotta be 60, man. He gotta be at least 60, man. Let's see here. How old is Jay-Z? It says that Jay-Z is 56 years old. But yeah, people forget that Jay-Z been out. He was out a while before Reasonable Doubt. You know what I'm saying? Reasonable Doubt was just him, I guess, breaking breaking into the industry successfully. And this is what people don't understand about artists, not to get sidetracked from the Tory Lanez conversation, but this is what people don't understand about artists, right? It takes 10 years to be an overnight success, right? And I'm going to use this example because, you know, everybody want to talk about Bad Bunny and the Super Bowl. You know, everybody has something to say about Bad Bunny performing at the Super Bowl. You know, it's a controversial performance because you have, you know, ICE going around and, you know, looking for illegal immigrants and all that kind of stuff. But here's the thing about Bad Bunny, right? It took 10 years for this Super Bowl performance to happen, right? Cuz Bad Bunny didn't he really didn't break through until like 2016, 2017. You know what I'm saying? And then voila, here you are. You know, and I was reading the comments under some of these posts when it was talking about the performance at the Super Bowl. They think Bad Bunny's a new artist, but Bad Bunny has been around for a whole decade. You know what I'm saying? For people that really know, for people that pay attention to music. So yeah, Jay-Z ain't just come around in 96 like what Choke No Joke said. Jay been around for long, way longer than that.
Jay-Z was popular with Jazzo, with Hawaiian Sophie in the late 80s. Jay-Z was touring from New York to London way before Reasonable Doubt. Jay-Z had In My Lifetime out before Reasonable Doubt. Jay-Z was a big drug dealer, despite some people believing it or not, before 96. And we know the drug dealer, it gets to go and hang around any and everybody that likes drugs, especially cocaine. The dude with the coke and the weed is the dude that can hang around all the elite people. Now, whether Jay-Z was hanging around with Epstein and them or not, that's to be proven. I don't know. But the fact that just because his first album came out, Charlamagne, you cannot sit there and just say, oh, how could Jay-Z been involved with Epstein when his first album came out in 96? That don't mean nothing. The nigga was selling drugs. And who was his plug? OG Juan, allegedly, who's married to Desiree Perez, right? So if he's getting his drug from OG Juan, allegedly, which he states in music and interviews and things like that, allegedly, right? And OG Juan is married to Desiree Perez, and Desiree Perez was getting her drugs and stuff from a cartel, not niggas on the block or going up to Broadway in Amsterdam to buy a few grams. And she goes and testifies against the whole cartel. Who are you to say that Jay-Z wasn't in a position at that time to be around big celebrities when he was already in the industry since the late 80s? He went from Jazzo to Kane.
That's a fact.
Don't you know how big Kane was? This nigga was sleeping with goddamn Madonna and Naomi Campbell, allegedly.
That's a fact.
And Jay's hanging around Kane, and as big as Kane was in the 80s, and he was still selling drugs at that time, who are you, Charlamagne, to dispute if he was hanging around Epstein and them back then? Because Trump damn sure was hanging out with all the rappers back then.
That's
Trump
a fact.
had a black girlfriend back then.
That's a fact.
So we know Charlamagne is the Jay-Z bootlicker defender, right? He turned on me for Jay-Z. So who's to say that allegedly Rock Nation or Jay-Z and them didn't get Charlemagne to get Vlad to do this post, allegedly. So no, you ain't gotta have no connection or direct connection to Jay-Z, Desiree, or Rock Nation or Megan, but you damn sure got a connection with Charlemagne, who we know is Jay-Z's #1 bootlicker.
Charlemagne done been on Vlad channel a few times.
Now, to make it even more valid, what I'm saying is, you tell me you could go on public record and say that Rock Nation has been paying me to support Megan. They also paid off all the jury members to convict Tory. And they bribed the judge too. They paid off Megan's doctors to lie about the bullet fragments. She was never shot. The LA police are all on Jay's payroll. And it doesn't stop with LA. But you not ready to hear that part. The Mexican guy who stabbed Tory, who do you think paid him to do that? You already know the answer to that. The 3 Supreme Court judges who denied Tory's appeal, all paid off by Rock Mafia. Jay also paid Trump not to pardon Tory, even though it's not a state case. But you know Trump can only pardon federal cases, but knowing Trump likes to bend the rules, right? You can make all these allegations and not say, oh, I'm just joking, and let it run for 24 hours and not get no legal feedback from Rock Nation. Brandon, what up? You get no legal contact from Rock Nation. Now ask somebody like Jaguar or Tasha K or Nicki Minaj or any of these people that get that immediate lawyer hit when they mention Rock Nation in any way that they feel is detriment to their business. And you, the white boy, the Ukrainian, you can go and say that, and they do nothing. But if a black person say anything about them, they send in lawyers. But they don't do that to the white man?
I mean, that's a fact. That's a whole fact. You heard what Choke said earlier when Jaguar Wright went to Pierce Morgan and she said some crazy stuff about Jay. I forgot exactly what she said. But literally the next day, there was a statement that was put out by Jay-Z and his lawyers saying that there will be legal action if the statement wasn't retracted. And Pierce Morgan went and took down the interview that he did with Jaguar Wright, and he actually issued an apology to the Carters. So Choke No Joke makes another good point that, you know, it's like, hey, DJ Vlad, you know, he has a massive platform. I think he got like 5 million people or something like that on his YouTube. I haven't been over there in like years. He has a lot of people that follow him on social media. He has a large reach. So I do find it strange, and the post is still up. So I do find it strange that Vlad could do something like that, and we haven't seen any press releases from Rock Nation or Jay-Z on X or Facebook Remember, Tony Busby was going after Jay-Z at one point in time. Like a year ago, a year and a half ago. Jay-Z came out with a statement that said, I won't tolerate this no more. My name will not be played with. You know, I'm just a kid who grew up from Marcy, and I'm gonna show you how we do this. I'm gonna show you how we really do this. Tony Busby was trying to come after Jay-Z for some stuff that allegedly happened with a minor, which that lawsuit was dropped. You see what I'm saying? So when Jay-Z and Rock Nation, when he wants to respond, he's going to respond. But I do find it mighty strange that Jay-Z and Rock Nation, they are letting this ride. They are letting this ride. I do find it very strange.
And we supposed to believe that they don't have no connection to this post? You wasn't subjected to no legal ramification after this slander and defamation and accusing them of criminal activity and bribery. And they didn't reach out to you for nothing? They could take your whole company behind a lawsuit about this. It was so much defamation and accusing them of bribing judges and lawyers and police. And they didn't reach out to you at all? And we supposed to believe that this wasn't done to make damage control for the video that came out where Kelsey's bodyguard Bradley James. Now, who here is not smart enough to understand what's going on here? So they only send lawyers after black people. They don't send them. This dude, if I posted that, I guarantee you in an hour, they would have sent the lawyers at me.
I agree with that. I agree.
And you tell me he get 10 million hits or whatever, how many millions of hits he got on this post, and they did nothing, and they being accused of bribing, having police, judges, jury. Are you kidding me? This was this was a damage control. Take everybody's mind off of Tory Lanez is innocent and put this out there, and everybody stop focusing on that video with the United Lawyers or whatever they name is. And then he goes on academics to say that Rock Nation had no incentive to protect Megan because she wasn't financially a dent in Jay-Z's or Rock Nation pocket had they lost her income, which is completely false, because at the time, who did Rock Nation have when Megan was popular outside of Megan? I'll wait.
Nobody really.
Who was popping on Rock Nation outside of Megan?
Nobody.
And Megan is dead now.
Nobody I can think of.
As her career goes.
Yeah.
And who do Rock Nation have right now?
Yeah, her
That's
career.
popping?
Yeah, her career done right now. She ain't put out nothing in a
Nobody.
minute.
Joe and Jada? The Liar? Like, who? They have nobody. Megan Thee Stallion is their last big artist.
Nobody.
They have nobody. So the other thing that he says to academics is, I mean, you know, because academics says, yeah, well, legally, they would try to help Megan in this situation because they making money with them, right? He talking about, nah, man, but what you think? You don't think that, you know, he's like, look at Snoop. You don't think that being that Snoop was on death row and stuff, and he was on trial for murder, that at times Suge wouldn't have been notified? Of course he would have. Let's talk about that. Glad you brought that up, Vlad. Isn't it a fact that it was stated that some of the cops that was working off duty for death row, LAPD, went into the evidence locker and stole the evidence from Snoop case out of there, allegedly, which helped Snoop win his case?
See, okay. Now, I was a baby. I was a baby when that happened, right? That whole Snoop murder case, right? And he came out with that song, "Murder Was the Case That They Gave Me," right? But this just goes to show, right, that when you are an asset, when you're an asset to the music business, to the entertainment industry, they will make a way for you. When you are an asset to the music industry and entertainment business, they will make a way for you. Tupac was an asset to the music and the entertainment industry and business. That's why Suge Knight bailed him out of jail. R. Kelly stopped being an asset to the music business. He stopped being an asset to the entertainment business. Now, I'm not excusing any wrongdoing or any crimes that he did, but once his value went down, once he stopped being an asset, once he slowed down making music, you know, once the screams and the cries started to get louder and louder, they just went ahead and just you know, put him in the cage and threw away the key. So I do believe that when you can be used and when you can be an asset, you can you can do anything, including murder. You can do anything and get away with it. You can do anything and somebody will go into the evidence locker and take away evidence. So it helps you at trial. So yeah, Snoop had a promising future at that time in the music business, and the music executives decided that, you know what, Snoop Dogg is too big of an artist to go down. We got to make sure that he walks free. I'm saying, when you look at all the artists, that you know, started, I guess you could say, falling off, for lack of better words, when you look at artists that stopped producing, you look at artists that stop touring, stop making music, the industry, that's when the industry decides to turn on you. Oh, okay. You got 2 albums left and you think you about to stop now? Oh, okay. All right. I got something for you. I got here. Take these charges. Take these allegations. Take this conviction. Yeah, I believe that's how it all goes down, just like that.
So you telling me that tampering with evidence and people lying can happen? How did Snoop evidence go missing out the evidence locker? You never heard the story about Malik Lee? Suge and Malik Lee did an interview more recently. It sounded like to me Malik Lee didn't do the shooting. So how do you even use that as an example? Bad example.
Make sure y'all hit the like button, hit the subscribe button.
And then he says, yeah, man, because yeah, that information with Bradley James that came out last summer, and Tory was still denied his appeal. What make you think he can't have another appeal, Vlad? Just because you lose one appeal don't mean you can't appeal your case again. So it ain't over for Tory. He still can keep appealing. Just because you got shot down in one appeal don't mean you can't appeal again. So who you think you talking to? And everything academic said, or the other dude said, Vlad got some way or another to dispute it to defend Megan. Just like we know that gun was a female gun. Just like we know the stylist saw that gun in Kelsey's bag inside Kylie Jenner's house. Just like we know Tory came over there in swimming gear and didn't have a gun. This is why he had his security with him. So where would he have got a gun from? And how would he get the gun that Kelsey's or Megan's stylist saw in Kelsey's bag?
That's a fact. That's a whole fact. Choke is laying it out. He's laying it out perfect.
How would Tory know that Kelsey had a gun in her bag?
He would only know
allegedly,
if he looked in there.
According to the stylist, who said when he went and packed their stuff up that he saw a gun in Kelsey's bag. And when you look up the gun,
ladies and gentlemen, Twice Yearly Prep is here. One office visit every 6 months.
Hit the like button, y'all. Sorry about that. Commercial break.
Is a woman's gun. So who sent you? Did allegedly Rock Nation get Charlemagne to get you to do it? Because Charlemagne couldn't do it, allegedly. Because if you want to talk about you ain't got no connection to Rock Nation, if we want to go with 6 degrees of separation, I wouldn't doubt that Charlemagne is the one that third party allegedly contacted you to do it. Because if they didn't take no legal ramification from you and sue you as big as your platform is, you got to be dry snitching on them that they in on this allegedly, because there's no way that you are. Did you see what happened when that girl made the allegations that Diddy and Jay-Z allegedly sexually assaulted her?
I agree. I agree with Choke No Joke. If Rock Nation, if we don't see anything from Jay-Z and Rock Nation about this DJ Vlad post on X, something is definitely up. I mean, it would definitely indicate that Vlad, he might be really in with law enforcement. That's what I'm gonna say. It may indicate that maybe Vlad is a secret CIA fed or something. I don't know, man. But if Jay-Z and Rock Nation don't say anything about this, if there's not a statement released on Facebook or Instagram or Twitter, and people still doing interviews and going to sit on his couch and answering questions, yeah, I'm gonna be looking at you with a side eye.
After the MTV Awards and at the MTV Awards after party, did you see how fast Alex Shapiro jumped on that? And you telling me you can go and say that all this stuff right here and they don't send a cease and desist? I can't keep these lies secret anymore. If this is my last tweet, you know who silenced me. There's nothing in here to say I'm joking. Nothing at all. There's nothing in here that says I'm joking. This is a spoof. This is a satire. Nothing. And it goes on for days, and you don't get no legal ramification from Rock Nation, which only tells us one thing. They didn't have a problem with what you said. But let me have posted this. Let Tasha K or somebody like that have posted this. They would have sent the lawyers immediately.
That's a fact. That's a fact.
When Tasha K did the show with her Desiree Perez's daughter, what happened? In less than 24 hours, the lawyers were sent immediately. So is that a black thing? Like the white people could just go and say all this salacious stuff about Rock Nation and don't get no legal ramification behind it? And then you sit there talking about, oh man, you know, Nicki Minaj, you know, she out here saying this, these allegations against Jay-Z, she's unhinged. How are you going to say Nicki Minaj is unhinged when you don't know Nicki Minaj and you don't know what she's saying is true or not? You think she's unhinged when she's talking about Jay-Z could blackball people? Don't you know that is a known thing in the industry? But you sitting there defending Rat Nation against everybody in the industry, whether it's Tory, whether it's Nicki, right? And then you sit there and act like Jay-Z can't blackball nobody.
Is Zoom or Riverside better for podcasting? Most
around and say that Boosie blackballed Charleston White on your platform.
Hit that like button, y'all. Subscribe button too.
You said Boosie stopped you from getting Charleston White on your platform. The reason you don't have Charleston White on your platform is because Boosie told you, yo, don't let that nigga on your platform. And you would not let him on your platform. So you don't think Jay-Z has no power to call anybody to say don't do something with anybody when Boosie could tell you don't let Charleston White on your channel? You said it yourself. So if Boosie could blackball somebody from being on your channel, you don't think Jay-Z got more power than you on several platforms to get somebody blackballed? But Boosie could blackball Charleston White on your channel?
That's a fact. That's a whole fact. Jay-Z's known for blackballing, for sure, for sure.
But Nicki Minaj is unhinged. What you posted is unhinged.
Facts.
What you posted is unhinged. And you didn't suffer no legal ramifications on this whatsoever. Not even a cease and desist. Not even a takedown. It's still up right now. And not only did you post it here, you posted it on Facebook and other platforms. And we are supposed to believe that Rock Nation ain't got nothing to do with this post and they ain't sue you for nothing. They ain't even give you a takedown notice and you are accusing them.
Yeah. I'm looking at the post right now. It's still up right now as of 3:07 a.m., February 16, 2026. The post is still up right now. Still up. Still up right now.
Of paying you to support Megan. That they paid off the jury members. Do you know that's a federal crime? That's a state crime. They bribed judges. They paid off doctors. They got police on payroll. With no laughy emojis, no nothing. And then you say, if something happened to you, you know who did it. Then you go one step further, trying to convince academics that Megan or that Tory is guilty by saying a nurse called you or contacted you and told you she was working when Megan was in a hospital and told you that Megan had bullet fragments in her foot and violated HIPAA laws, right? And nobody's going to contact you. The police aren't going to contact you to say that who is this nurse that's violating HIPAA laws? Nobody's going to go to jail for that either. Nobody's going to get sued for that either.
Mighty strange. Mighty strange.
Once again, the reason Vlad did what he did is because it is right here. Trust me, this is all damage control, and somebody sent him.
Not long ago, Unite the People was approached by a gentleman named Bradley James. Mr. James informed us he was working as the bodyguard and driver for Ms. Kelsey Harris during Mr. Peterson's trial. As such, he was in close proximity and he had privy to conversations she was having with her husband and others. Mr. Peterson I'm sorry, Mr. James informed us he was not under a non-disclosure agreement or a confidentiality agreement and was free to speak with Unite the People, and that he was doing it because his conscience would not let him not speak and leave a man in prison for something he did not do. Mr. James informed Unite the People that he was a witness to the conversation Ms. Harris had, where she stated she had the gun, she fired it 3 times, Mr. Peterson grabbed her arm and knocked it down, and the gun fired 2 more times. Not long ago, Unite the People was approached by a gentleman named Bradley James. Mr. James informed us he was working as the bodyguard and driver for Ms. Kelsey Harris during Mr. Peterson's trial. As such, he was in close proximity and he had privy to conversations she was having with her husband and others. Mr. James informed us he was not under a non-disclosure agreement or a confidentiality agreement and was free to speak with Unite the People, and that he was doing it because his conscience would not let him not speak and leave a man in prison for something he did not do. Mr. James informed Unite the People that he was a witness to the conversation Ms. Harris had, where she stated she had the gun, she fired it 3 times, Mr. Peterson grabbed her arm and knocked it down, and the gun fired 2 more times. Not long ago.
Now,
Crazy.
Doesn't that sound like the same story that the white guy Sean Kelly told? That he was looking out his window, him and his son, and he seen 2 girls fighting. One girl went in the back of the car, came back with a gun, shot the gun 3 times, and then the little guy came from over on the driver's side and came around the car, wrestled the gun out of Kelsey's hand, and while he was wrestling the gun with her, the gun went off 2 more times. That sounds exactly like what the dude Sean Kelly told, right? And then what happened with Sean Kelly? Something got real weird with him after he gave the police that statement. Then all of a sudden his statement changed, just like Megan's statement changed. Oh, I stepped in glass. Oh, I didn't tell the police the truth because police was killing people. Man, get the hell out of here. And if y'all sit there and watch Vlad sit there and say all this allegations against Rock Nation, and they don't take legal ramifications on him, but they'll flag our channels. They'll sue everybody else. But this white boy could get up there and say this about them. And they don't do nothing to him, but they attack all the black people. And if you think Tory Lanez can't have another appeal, y'all got to be crazy to know that he can appeal again, I think, after 2 years. It's crazy. But choke no joke, I'll catch y'all in the morning. Y'all know what it is. Please subscribe to the channel if you.
Yeah, so I agree with that. I mean, this whole situation is definitely crazy. Like I said, I definitely believe that Tory Lanez is, got railroaded. There's no question about that. There was a conviction that happened. I personally don't like the conviction. I don't like the conviction just because, we live in an age of technology and DNA. And I feel like when you dismiss witnesses and you dismiss, testimonies, and you dismiss evidence, and you dismiss, certain things that could actually play a big part in the case, like, to me, that just seems like a setup for a sabotage to me. You know what I'm saying? I'm just being completely honest. You know, it's crazy, man. You know, and then you just have to think about it too. You know, like prior to Megan Thee Stallion, Tory Lanez didn't really have any problems like that. He really did not have any problems like that at all prior to Megan Thee Stallion. Now you get involved with Megan Thee Stallion, which you get involved with Roc Nation and Jay-Z via Megan Thee Stallion. Now this happens. And I do, you know what I'm saying? Like, I try not to go with the conspiracy thing too much because that's what everybody like to do. Everybody like to go with the conspiracy, you know. But I definitely believe that Tory was set up, that I'm going to say he was set up. He was the fall guy. You know, he's an independent artist. He's not signed to Interscope, Universal. You know, he's not a part of that mainstream machine. You know, he was getting crazy numbers on Instagram and his Instagram live streams. He was getting more numbers than Versus. He was getting more numbers by himself than the Versus that was going on with Timbaland and Swiss Beats at that time. A shooting happens. Megan Thee Stallion gets shot. Can't really say allegedly because Tory Lanez was convicted for shooting Megan Thee Stallion. So according to what happened, Megan Thee Stallion gets shot. Now Tory Lanez is spending a decade behind bars. Like, I'm gonna be honest, man. This really seems like some sacrificial ritual type shit. It really does, man. Tory Lanez is the fall guy, man. You know. So a lot of y'all, you know, and if there's any lessons to be learned from this, man, a lot of you dudes like to get drunk around females y'all don't even really know like that. Man, y'all better be focused, man. Y'all better be focused, man. You don't got time. You don't got time to be getting involved with these women you don't know like that. You can't be letting yourself get comfortable around women you don't know like that. You can't let yourself get comfortable in an uncomfortable environment. You always got to have your head on the swivel. You always got to expect that somebody's going to cross you at any moment. You always got to expect that there's always going to be some bullshit going on at any moment. And then Megan Thee Stallion lied and said that she wasn't messing with Tory Lanez, when in fact she was messing with Tory Lanez. She was in a relationship with Tory Lanez. But yet, you know, Megan Thee Stallion, she gets all the sympathy. So she can lie and she can get all the sympathy. You know. So like I said, man, if Jay-Z and Roc Nation, if they don't hit DJ Vlad with a cease and desist, I'm gonna really be looking at DJ Vlad, and I'm gonna really be looking at anybody that does any type of business with Vlad, funny style. I'm gonna really be looking at him with the side eye, because like Choke No Joke said, if it was a black person, if it was a black artist, a black media platform, I'm pretty sure Jay-Z would send a cease and desist, or somebody involved with Roc Nation would send a cease and desist. I'm pretty sure that will happen. Pretty sure that will happen. That's just my personal opinion. I have no proof. I'm just giving my opinion on it, but I'm pretty sure that will happen. But anyway, guys, I appreciate everybody for coming through. I'm gonna go ahead and wrap the stream up. Make sure y'all hit the like button if y'all did not hit the like button. I am under a shadow ban. We are under a shadow ban over here at Zone 864 TV. So a lot of people not getting notifications. YouTube is suppressing the stream. And I do know this for a fact. Because I got some information on the back end. But give me another month or so, and hopefully we should be back in the algorithm where we belong. We should be back in front of thousands of people where we belong. But hit the subscribe button. Make sure y'all subscribe to Zone 864 TV on YouTube, Zone 864 TV on Rumble, Zone 864 Live on YouTube. And sometimes I do take these streams down off of YouTube, just because I don't like to have anything that might be a little problematic, where I'm speaking my mind. So let me see here. So if you ever see a live stream, if you ever see something missing, if you go to Rumble, that's my home streaming page. So all of my live streams, if you can't find it on YouTube, go to Rumble. That's my home streaming page, man. That's my home streaming page until YouTube stops suppressing me, man. But again, I appreciate everybody for coming through, man. Make sure y'all stay safe out here. Protect yourself, man. And until the next time, be aware, stay focused, be well, and I will see y'all next time, all right? I see people want to come in the stream now. I'm getting ready to wrap up. Nah, man, y'all coming in the stream late, man. Y'all should have been here. Y'all should have been here. I've been on for over 2 hours. People coming in the stream, man. Y'all got to watch the replay, man. But I'm going to get back in these algorithms, though. Trust me, man. I'm going to put in the work. We're going to get back to these algorithms, man. I'm going to put in that work, man. That's why I need y'all to hit the like button so the notifications can go out. Because the more people hit the like button, the more people are going to watch, and then those people can hit the like button and subscribe, But again, until the next time, be careful, stay focused, be aware.